Welcome to lesson 12. Go ahead and complete the top portion and then get going with your appetizer. All right, let's move on. Today we are going to be talking about adding and subtracting fractions. So in the first two, we're going to solve the addition problem. Even though there's words in here, we're going to write it in unit form, meaning we're going to write it looking like a fraction. So 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. So instead of writing it out using words, we're going to use our fraction knowledge. So it's going to look like this, 3/4. Same thing over here, 4/5 plus 3/5 is going to be 7/5. If you were noticing, that fourth, that denominator, is almost as if it is a label to a number, and we're not going to change the label of a number. What this is really meant to show you is that when you're adding fractions, you only add up the numerators. The denominator stays the same the entire time. You're not changing how many total parts there are. You're changing how many are being filled in for addition or being taken away in subtraction. So same thing over here. We're adding our numerators together, but not our denominators. Let's use that knowledge to solve the next two. We've got 2/8 plus 5/8. So this is going to be 7/8. My numerators were added together, but my denominators stayed the same. 4/12 plus 5/12, 9/12. Numerators were added, denominators stayed the same. Sometimes when you add up fractions, you're going to get an improper fraction. So we're going to look at this first example that's been done for us. 7/5, their answer to 3/5 plus 4/5, is improper, meaning the numerator is greater than the denominator. We can decompose this. We've done that in previous lessons to make it a mixed number. Mixed number is when there's a whole number and a fraction attached to it. That's how we typically want to write fractions. We don't want to keep it in improper fraction form. So when we decompose that, we'll take 5/5 out, which is equal to 1 whole, leaving 2/5 left over, so our mixed number is 1 and 2/5. Let's do B together. 4/4 plus 3/4. So first we just simply need to add our fractions together. When I add these together, I get 7/4, but this is improper. I need to decompose this and pull out a whole. What fraction is going to be equal to a whole with this denominator? 4/4, leaving 3/4 behind. So when I write this as a mixed number, I like to circle any fractions that create a whole. So I have 1 whole and 3/4 as my final answer. 6/9 plus 6/9. First, just simply add up your fractions. 6 plus 6 is 12. My denominator stays the same. Now I need to decompose this because this is an improper fraction. What would my whole fraction be? 9/9. I'm going to circle that. That's a whole. Leaving how many, leaving what fraction left over? 3/9. So our fraction is 1, our mixed number, sorry, is 1 and 3/9. 7/10 plus 6/10 is 13/10. Decompose this improper fraction, pull out the whole, leave whatever's left over on the other side of our number bond, giving us a final answer of 1 and 3/10. See if you can do the bottom two on your own. E was a little bit tricky because we got 12/6 as our final answer, and when we pulled out 1 whole, we were still left over with another whole. So our final answer for this one was actually just the whole number 2. Let's go ahead and move on to main dish part 2. This time we're throwing a little bit of subtraction in there as well. It says solve, use a number bond to decompose the sum/difference. Record your final answer as a mixed number. Same thing with subtraction. Our denominators are going to stay the same. We just do the operation with the numerator. So 16 minus 5 is 11. And then when we decompose, we pull out our whole and put the fraction that's left over here. Final answer, 1 2/9. Go ahead and do this last one on your own. All right, you should be able to do your dessert. The hardest part is just making sure you know if you're adding or subtracting. Good luck.